Hey guys, I've got some 9mm brass that's been tumbling for the last couple hours, and we're ready to go on to the next step. Now, I'm using stainless steel pins, water, warm water, Dawn dish soap, and some Lemmy Shine. And it does a really good job of cleaning the brass and getting everything nice and shiny, ready to reload. However, the problem with this method that I found is after tumbling, we now have to separate all that stainless steel media. We have to rinse all the brass off. We have to then dry all the brass, and it's just kind of a tedious process. And until now, I haven't really found a good way to do it. I've been using this rotary media separator from Frankfurt Arsenal. These are super cheap. They're designed for dry media, but I have heard of a couple of people using this. I was never impressed with it. Basically, the thing is, you put this over a bucket, dump the brass and pins down in here, and you can then rinse it and basically just sit there and rotate it over the top of a bucket. And the problem that I was having is that I was still losing pins. The pins were kind of flying out of here outside the bucket, and even after doing all this, there were still 2, 3, 4 pins left in each batch regardless. I was never able to fully separate all the pins, and it just took too long, and you know, it works decent, just wasn't super happy with it. So what I did is I went to Lowe's and I picked up this 4-inch piece of PVC pipe, and you see I put a plug on this end. I drilled like a bajillion 1/4-inch holes in this thing. I literally went through 2 drill batteries drilling all these holes, and then I grabbed a screw-on tightening cap on this side, and I'll show you how I'm going to separate the pins, dry the brass, rinse the brass, everything all in one shot. So let's go ahead and get to doing that. Alright, you can look down in here. We got some nice shiny brass. You see the pins all down in there. So basically we still need to get all those pins out. We need to rinse off all this nasty water, get everything clean, and then we still got to dry the brass. I'm going to show you how to do that in one shot. So I've got my water hose. I'm basically just going to fill this up and let it overflow. And we're going to start by rinsing it off that way. If you look down in this bucket, you can see some of this nasty water we got down in here. This is what we want to rinse off. This is what we want to rinse off all of our brass. I'm just going to, like I said, let it overflow and get some of the bubbles out. This is all we're trying to do, is just get rid of this first batch of nasty water. So I'm just going to slowly dump it out without losing any of the brass or the pins that are down in there. Looks good. Now I'm going to do that one more time. And then that's what we're left with so far. Now I'm going to take my PVC pipe and I'm just going to drop this down in my bucket of water. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab handfuls of this brass and start dumping it into this PVC pipe. I'm not worried about grabbing the pins if they come with it. I'm mainly just looking for the brass, but the pins are going to come with it because I'm not going to take my time. All this is going to get separated again later anyways. Alright, looks like I got a little bit too much brass for my PVC, so I'll probably just have to run this through twice. But you guys will get the gist of it. Normally I measure it out of this PVC pipe and just run that much, but I had just a little bit extra this time. Thought I could make it all fit, but it doesn't look like it. So I'm going to dump some of this brass out and I'll run a second batch. So basically we're going to end up with something like this. You can fill it up about 3/4 away is what I've been doing. And now I've got everything in there, clear, clean bucket of water. So we're rinsing it now. And basically I'm just going to twist it back and forth and kind of agitate it some. And try and let all those, or some of those pins, sift out and fall through. So there we go. You can still see there's some cases down in there with some pins down in the bottom. Not everything separated. We weren't trying to, just knock the majority of them out. There's one that's still got 3 or 4 of them down in there. But what we're doing is just rinsing that brass off really, really good. So now that everything's set there, I'm just going to take and cap it. And I'm going to try and shake just about the majority of the water, most of the water out that I can, just sitting here real quick. And you're going to see some of these pins still falling out. Just trying to get most of the water. That looks good. Now, I'm going to show you what I do with this to finish separating and dry it all in one shot. If you look down in the bottom of my tumbler, you'll see I've got a cookie sheet down here in the bottom and some of the pins from the last batch that I had worked with. All I'm going to do is I'm going to set this in here and I'm going to put it right like that and I'm going to tumble it. Now I also need to dry it, so I'm going to set it right here. I've got a hair dryer and a vise. I'm going to turn that on the low setting. It's going to get some warm air going in over it. Get that warm air flow, and I'm going to let it tumble for about 10 minutes. Come back and everything should be separated. All the media will be in the bottom. The brass will be nice and dry and toasty, and makes it easy living. So I'm going to set it on, let it run for 10 minutes, and we'll get right back. Alright, this has been running for 10 minutes. I set the timer on. Let's take it out, have a look. You can see down at the bottom we've got all of our pins that fallen out of there. Let's open it up and check if it's still wet or if it needs to run a couple more minutes. Looks good, everything's nice and dry. I don't see any pins down in there. You can see one stop, everything's done. And whoop, got one, I never shot the primer out all the way. But you can see there, makes it nice and easy to separate all the brass, get everything done. One shot. Hope this helps some of you guys out. Like I said, 4-inch PVC with a bunch of 1/4-inch holes, and tumble it for another 10 or 15 minutes over a baking sheet. It helps separate all your media. You can pick all this up with a magnet, recover all your stainless media, and keep on using it. So, like I said, I hope this helps. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.